these were the key issues. One, most of the people were there in the organization for a long time. Many of them started their careers with the organization. So, to the extent they didn't even know what to say in the market, how to talk to potential employers, how to present themselves. There's a huge panic. It's like you are in a comfort zone. The company treated you very well. You grew in the organization, and now you have to just suddenly kind of fend for yourself. The second aspect was the 60% of the people didn't have professional qualifications. Like for instance, a salesperson typically is a graduate. That's it. Can't speak in English, can speak the customer's language, that's it. You had finance people where most of them are BCom, but they grew in the organization, they were managers. But however, they were not professionals, so there was an issue in terms of acceptability. The third was, many of these employees obviously could not communicate in English, and then high salaries meant, oh my God, how do we really sell ourselves? Because do we need to go for a lesser pay? So there were huge change issues and huge change concerns. The first thing that the leadership team did was to define a vision for the entire exercise, the downsizing exercise. They said that we want to be the best in class in terms of transition. It's very interesting. They didn't panic. They actually came together and said that let's actually set a vision that this exercise should be the best in the country, maybe in the entire world, but definitely in the country. And we need to ensure that before people left, 80% of the people should be placed. It's a very interesting vision. And the important lesson for us is, think big even in a crisis. It's not about, for example, ISO 9000. It's not about introducing ERP. It's about thinking big in terms of how do I delight the customer. So then the tool is a mechanism to actually achieve the vision. But the moment the vision is, okay, I want to implement a tool, then that doesn't excite. That doesn't excite you, doesn't excite others. So think big. Think really big. Then the way they prepare for change. The first thing that they did was, as soon as the acquisition happened, 1 year before people were asked to go, they conducted a town hall meeting where all the managers, all the employees and their spouses came together, and the spouses were asked to share their concerns and put it in a secret ballot, and those concerns were picked up, thematized, and answers were given, and then wherever they didn't have answers, they shared that, yeah, we don't have the answer, but we want to deal with it in a sensitive manner. It's a very nice way, right? So even before you get into change, it's important to get people together and be transparent. And that's so important, whether you're introducing an ERP, whether you're introducing a new brand identity, it's important for people to know what you're doing and why you're doing. So engage employees in a honest dialogue. Like today, when companies are likely to downsize, it's very important to share with people that, hey, if the economy is like this, it's likely to impact us as well. We have not taken a decision on downsizing. However, if it happens, we want to deal with it in a professional and a humane manner. But however, we need to be cognizant about the realities. When you do that, you also kill all the informal gossip. So people are no longer kind of talking about it outside, but they're actually dealing with it because it's transparent. The third thing is about Gillette. They train their line managers on how to communicate to their employees, what to tell them in case they are downsized, what kind of reactions might come in from people who are downsized. Somebody may be a very gentle person, but when you sack the person is going to react. He can react violently, he can react by being absolutely silent, you don't know. And you need to be prepared, because handling that person at that time is so important. Because the person can just go and then just commit suicide. You never know. You need to understand how sensitive is the person, how the person is receiving the information. So training was provided to people. And here the very interesting aspect is the people who are being provided training, also the people who were likely to go. It's very interesting. So when I had to go and had to manage myself, my own transition, and I also need to kind of help others too, it's not an easy thing. Similar to ERP, like for instance, you're introducing a new system, and you may realize that as a process transition team, that given this new system, it's likely that some of the roles may not be there, and one of them could be yours. Is it possible? And then how do you manage your own self? Then how do you motivate others? So one important lesson for us is we've got to build change management skills in people managers. I find many organizations moving into change management assignments without really spending enough time in building these change management capabilities. They assume that it will automatically kind of be taken care of. The next is Gillette positioned this entire thing as an organized intervention. It was not a HR intervention. It was not a managing director's agenda. It was the top team's agenda. And that really made a difference. So it is not a marketing initiative for branding. It is not a IT's initiative for ERP. It is not a compensation initiative of HR. But it is, if it is a big ticket item, then it is an organizational agenda. And the key is HR, because it impacts the entire organization, position it in that manner. And secondly, it cannot be delegated. And the third, which is very important, and it's important, more important than ever, is how many of you are HR people here? Anybody with HR background? I think it's important for HR in any change management to play the role of a people champion or employee care. Because today HR playing a role of a very nice strategic HR, which means that you create systems and processes, you communicate with management, how well you are taking care of your cost. All that is great. In fact, that was not there. It's become very, very professional. But in the process of becoming professional, HR has lost its heart. I think it's very important for HR to connect with employees, try with them, feel for them, and when you do that, then you begin change. Rather than say that, okay, I'm going to organize a training program, so I come here, I make a presentation, and I just talk to a few people, and then that's it. But actually connect with people. So I think HR's role as employee care is extraordinarily important for any change assignment. And then how did they manage change? How did Gillette manage change? So they prepared people, they prepared their line managers. They ensured that the top management came together. So a lot of preparation happened. The spouses were kept informed. It was very important. And the day when employees were told to go, it was very, very well managed, because on a day the managers were told to go, and the second day the managers had to tell their team members to go. Because obviously the line manager is the right person to inform the news. So it was managed in a way in which the individual's dignity was ensured. So here some of the key principles of change management are: leadership is about self-control. I mean, if you cannot manage yourself, you cannot be a leader. And the second aspect is, it is putting your team before yourself. And here I want to share that Gillette, the leaders had jobs, but they didn't take up the jobs because they wanted their team to get the jobs before they got into their jobs. I mean, this is very, very amazing, because a lot of leaders, I find in organizations, are fairly selfish. And they do not care for others, because they're looking at their own separation package and how they can actually kind of transit before they kind of see the company sink. And in this case, and that's why this change management is very, very unusual, and hence it's important for us to learn that as leaders, they decided to stay and then ensure that everybody kind of got in. It's almost like the Titanic, if you have seen the movie. The ship's captain says, I don't want to kind of jump into the boat and go. I want to stay there, and he dies. It's important for you to demonstrate leadership by staying there and ensuring that you manage a change process rather than just moving out. And